Hello, I'm Barbara and I'm a student mentor. If you haven't seen my previous videos, why you need a study planner and how to make a study planner, you might want to check those out first, and I'll put the links in the description beneath the video. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to personalise and interact with your planner. So I have transferred my formal academic timetable onto my planner and I have colour coded. And remember, if you are going to colour code, to use your favourite colour for your least favoured subject, and make sure you colour code across all of your equipment accordingly. If you've made your planner electronically, you might be happy to interact with it on your device using perhaps an online diary to add detail, etc. Or you might want to print it off and put it somewhere prominent so that you can see it regularly on a wall or a fridge, and add detail by perhaps using a diary or even an online diary or sticky notes so that you can add some detail as you go. So now we're going to start interacting with the planner. And it's important to remember that this isn't just another timetable. This is an interactive tool that you can interact with on a weekly or daily basis. So what do I mean by that? Well, I've created this planner as if this student has no real personal commitments. They're really just looking after themselves. So this student has their weekly formal academic commitments, but you can see that there are vast expanses of white on this planner. And many students would say to me that this is time off. But the problem with referring to it as time off is that when we have time off, we're usually in chill out mode. So what if we were to change our perspective a little bit? What if you were to look at this as free time? What if you were to look at it as free time that you could utilise for something specific, such as keeping on top of your studies? And in that way, somebody could look at how they could utilise the time in the week, perhaps, to free up time at the weekend. So I've now started to add detail to this planner, and you can see that where we had vast expanse of blank spaces on the planner, that I have added some intention to what we might do in that time to create a sense of purpose. So that looking at this planner, the student is focusing their studies mainly on the week with recreation at the weekend. Now, one of the things that would be useful with this type of planner would be to spend some time on a Sunday afternoon or evening preparing for Monday and the week, so that they can interact with the planner, look at what is their priority for the following week, and plan accordingly. Whilst we've set this planner up with recreation at the weekend in mind, it's still important to plan in little highlights during the week when you are going to do something fun, something that you enjoy doing, maybe keeping in touch with your friends. So even if you're not on campus and maybe you're not attending the societies you would, you can still keep in touch with them. And I've dotted things on this planner to represent that. But it's also important that you plan in where you're going to eat, where you're going to have a break. And for instance, on a Friday here, we've got a very early start, a big space. So this lecture here doesn't start until 4. So I would put a break in there. So even if you were utilising this time, you had a bit of a break while you get yourself ready for this lecture, and maybe to signify that you've finished for the week, something like a smiley face on the end. Now I've added some personal commitments to this planner, and we have 9 hours of personal commitments. And it doesn't really matter what those personal commitments are, but it's taken 9 hours away from our study time. So looking at this planner, the obvious place to make up some of that time would be the weekend, where we could fit in some good study time in perhaps a block. Still remembering though that we would need to put in some elements of fun for the weekend. So where else might we be able to fit in this extra study time if maybe we didn't want to use the weekend, or maybe we couldn't use the weekend because of other commitments? Well, an obvious place perhaps would be perhaps on the Thursday evening, or to utilise some of this time here, remembering that also you'd be putting in meals, breaks, etc. And what would also be useful would be to plan in when you might need to go shopping, when might you need to prepare the meals, how are you going to do that? And you can put as much detail onto the planner as you like, really. Some people like a lot of detail so that it's very, very ordered what they're going to do in any given hour or 2 hours. Other people like to keep it much broader. This is my study time. I will decide what I'm going to do the day before or the morning before when I work out what my priorities are. So it's important that you change the planner and the flexible aspects of the planner to suit whatever needs you have at the time. Because if your personal commitments change and it eats into different areas of the time, it affects the amount of time you have for your studies. But by using the planner in this way, you can see where, if you are in an intense study period, you can see where you're going to have fun. If you are feeling that you're fitting in too much fun, you can see that you could easily fit in more study time in the gaps. And utilising the time with a sense of purpose does help you to focus on the commitments that you have and still free up time and space for friends, family, and the things that you love to do, which helps to create balance. So whether you've created an electronic study planner or a paper study planner, I hope that by interacting with the planner helps you to create a sense of purpose to the time that you have available, manage your personal commitments, and feel more in control so that you can free up space for friends, family, and the fun things that you love to do. So if you found this video helpful, and I hope that you have, subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be uploading videos on other topics. Like and share with your friends, make any comments in the comments section below, and I will catch you at another video. Take care.